Hello, everybody, and welcome to Remember Who You Really Are, a beautiful program that we have been doing for some time now in collaboration with Awake TV. And today we have an episode where it's going to be a bit different than what we had um, already shared with you, in a sense of, on this episode, what I would like to touch on is our inner work, our internal work. We have been talking in the last episodes about wellness, we have been talking about business, right? We have been talking about our emotional state, we have been getting insight and information from people that are in this spiritual, if you like, community, like all of us, and they have had their different journeys and their different experiences. And I think it has been, and it is very valuable for us to listen, to see different perspectives, to maybe see the same thing from different angles, right? How we can implement this journey or the lessons that we are learning, right, in our outer world, and at the same time, how this inner journey has been understood by different traditions, right? We had Kyriakos Markidis in one of our episodes sharing about the Orthodox tradition and how they see the inner journey, right? Something that, for me at least, when I spoke with him, when I read his books, it was wonderful because I never knew that side, if you like, of orthodoxy and the well kept practices, right, for enlightenment. So in this episode, I would like us to go through some ideas, some techniques about where we are and how we are. And I think that's always very important in our time, especially if you're watching now when this has been done, right? We do live in strange, I would say, times that maybe have been predicted for some time now. However, when we are going through this, it could feel chaotic, as all the changes are happening. Our only compass, if you like, would be and is ourselves. Whatever it is inside, right? This is what we are projecting, and this is the way that we perceive everything that is going on around us. For the last couple of months now, we have been receiving a lot of emails and a lot of questions from a lot of people around the world. And we are grateful that we are here and that we could help in any way that we can, right? We are here to support, we are here to be a shoulder, right? To maybe give a different perspective, to maybe give a technique, to maybe give an exercise that would alleviate any suffering or any pain. But what we have been noticing is that people are going through a lot of turmoil, and either that is emotional, either that is mental, it's physical. So there is all these changes, all these vortexes, thus I like the idea of, or maybe trying to find the word, the it's similar to being in a vortex, right? So everything is being shaken in a way, everything is moving. So nothing is steady, nothing is stable. Everything that is there is moving all around, and then you have to find yourself into this movement. As the material world, as the three-dimensional world around us is spinning and spinning, then we have to define or redefine ourselves in a different way and in a different context. Because if we have been defining ourselves or aspects of us, right, depending on the environment around us, then that is changing. We have to find a new way to understand ourselves, a new way to figure out what would be our next step, right? And how we can navigate. And this is something that we have been talking about for a very long time, how to navigate, right? Yourself. Doesn't matter what's going on. What is your compass? What is that one that has been showing you the way? Or what can I use now to show me the way? And we have been talking about the heart. The heart as a compass, right? The heart as the one that's navigating your way. And when we are talking about the heart, we are not talking about the emotional aspects, because emotions change. Emotions one day are positive, or one day you're happy, one day you're joyous, and then the next day you might be sad or upset about something. So that's not the heart. That's not what we are talking about when we are talking about the heart. The heart is a space where there is stillness, where there is peace, where there is a knowing quietness, right? And that's our guide. That's the best guide. If you've taken any of our workshops, if you've taken any of the heart imagery, the journeys into the heart, the awakening, right? Drambala's work, we have been diving deeper into what is the heart and why is it so important. That space, right? The space of creation, the space of oneness. So the heart is the one that should be guiding us to our next step, because everything is unpredictable. And there is a lot of research that actually shows today, science talks about how the heart is the first organ or the first part of our bodies that responds to something that we have not been shown yet. So it perceives so much more than what our brain can, or any other part of us for that way. Now the question, if you like, is how do I access that, or how do I know that I am actually listening to my heart, navigating the way? The first part is being aware of ourselves. And that's a journey, that's a daily journey. Very, very beautiful journey. But it takes discipline, and it takes love to ourselves, right? And that's the first step, being aware of ourselves, being aware of whatever is going on inside of us, listening to ourselves. I have done a lot of coaching, and I'm very grateful for people feeling open to share with me and give my insight on that, in whatever they're going through or whatever they want to get there. And we have been realizing that all the answers, all the questions that you have, all the answers of those questions are already there. There is a part of you that knows, right, what to do. So what the journey would be is to dig, if you like, and find that answer, because it's already there. Now, when you start, you have to listen to everything that's going on. You have to clear out the noise. And because today there is, even not just today, it has always been chaotic around us in the way that we've created, right, the world. If you live in a city life, in the city, lots of people rushing to work, children, family, and so on and so forth. So there's always a lot of things that we have been doing. So that's always been busy. Today could even be busier, it could be slower. What we need to do is to clear out that chaos, right? So the first thing is to take ourselves out of that. And if you have a space in your house, right, wherever you are, wherever you live, you need a space where you can have quiet time for yourself, a space where you can clear with some incense sticks or with some essential oils, right? Because don't underestimate the power of smell, of feel, of the image, right? What you want to create is a beautiful small space where you can stay. And it's going to be your corner, right? Your corner of relaxation, your corner of just being with yourself. Something that has been, if you notice around you and you see different shops, they're creating, right, spaces where you feel that you relax when you go there. Ask yourselves, why do you want to go somewhere, right, when you are in need of relaxation, time with your friends, time, far away from everything? You've created this atmosphere. So we want you to create this atmosphere in your space. So we don't want to look for going somewhere. We want to look for staying, right? Your own space. So take some time and create this atmosphere for yourself. A small corner where you put your mat, where you put a nice pillow where you can stay, or your chair, right? You clear the space with some incense sticks. You clear the space with some essential oils, right? And it's your space. And that's the external part, right? And then you stay. You give yourself the time to stay, to sit down, to close your eyes. And once you close your eyes, allow awareness. Awareness of the environment. How do you feel, right? I close my eyes. I can feel the air around me. Is it cold? Is it warm? I can hear the sounds around me. So create this awareness of where you are. And then awareness of your thoughts. Whatever you have been doing, whatever you have been putting your energy, would probably be the first thing that comes, right? The thoughts regarding that. Thoughts regarding what you have to do, thoughts regarding of something that might go wrong, that might go right, excitement, disappointment, all those thoughts. Let them come through. Don't judge them. Allow them to flow through your mind. You might even start a train thought, right? You pick up on one and then it develops and it develops. Once you realize that, just allow it. Either to complete, see where you're going, and then the next time, maybe to let it go without engaging into it. But the idea is that you want to be aware of all the thoughts. And at the moment of where these thoughts mature, you choose that you don't need to engage with them anymore, that you had enough, that when the time comes, right? When their time that you can act upon them comes, then that's the time that you can use them. So at this moment where you're sitting there in your corner, in your own space, you don't need them anymore. Just let them go. But you have to listen to them in order for them to go. That's an important thing, I believe, in our lives. Because of all the busyness that is going on, we tend to not listen. And the moment we become aware of these thoughts, it's so important because we realize a lot of things. We realize perceptions, we realize things we liked, things we didn't like. We can't ignore, because there is no ignoring. There is always needs to be a clearing. So we get a lot of questions of people asking, how do I clean this and how do I clean that? And there comes, obviously, we all need to clean things that have happened or have been happening. However, the moment that we become more aware of our thoughts and our processes, then the cleaning is reduced, because you see and you release, right? So cleaning happens because we haven't been paying attention, because we haven't been working on these issues. So the moment we start doing it every day, the moment we start becoming more aware of our thoughts, of our actions, of our behaviors, of our habits, then the cleaning is so much less, because we are doing it. It's a process that always is being done, right? Now, the other thing that you might be finding when you are sitting down and going through the thoughts and going through this awareness process is that your mind might start talking to you and telling you, this is not working. You don't have time for this. There are more things, there are more important things that you need to do. And I'm sure you know better all the thoughts that are coming in regards to, this is not time for us to be doing this. There is so much more that needs to be done. And it's normal. It's normal that the mind will tell you that it's an uncomfortable moment, right? It's a moment where we tend to find other things to do. So the idea is to just push past that. If your mind is telling you, I don't have time for this, it's time to go, I had enough, just stay. Just ignore. Ignore your mind. Ignore that thought. Leave it on the side. You have plenty of time, right? So it's a normal process for you to have these thoughts. It's a normal process for the mind to say that. And we just need to continue to do actually that. Now, the idea of this awareness is that there is awareness in a sense of there is no guided meditation, there is no outside noise, there is nothing that's directing you in order to create awareness on your own, in yourself. So I would like for us to do a breathing exercise which will encompass some of what I have been talking about. Obviously, it's not going to have a lot of talking, right? Because I want to let you have your own process. But maybe a hint or two about breathing, about posture, and about allowing each one of us to have our own experience. Again, in these times and in any times, in any moment that we are in a body, it's important for us to learn to navigate our lives in ways that are true to our hearts, with no regrets for what happened yesterday, with no fear for what's going to happen tomorrow. I guess that is what we all, consciously or unconsciously, are looking for in our lives, right? The ability to be without regret, without fear, to be true, to be pure, to be the true us. And the moment that we realize the beauty of who we are, then everything falls in line with that. And it doesn't take effort. It's not effort. It takes love and commitment. It takes commitment. That would be the word, to ourselves. So what I would like us to do is, if you have your space, or pause the video and create this space for yourself. Put some candles. You could put some candles, some incense, not too overpowering things. You could put some essential oils, anything that you feel is working for you. And when you do so, when you have your space, when you've created this beautiful space for yourself, for your enjoyment, then I invite you to sit down, either on a chair or on the floor, on a pillow. We just close our eyes. So what's important is to try to keep your back straight. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your face relaxed. And we start breathing slowly. So inhale slower than normal, right? And I will let you have your own pace. As we said, I'm not going to speak too much. My only recommendation is that you keep your in-breath the same amount of time as your out-breath. Acknowledge your environment. Temperature, sounds, feelings, sensations. Always remember to breathe through this, right? So the only constant thing is your breath. Notice the thoughts that are coming through. Watch them, listen to them, acknowledge them without judging them, and breathe through them. The more you stay with them, the more clear they will become, the less they will become. You notice them. You allow them to flow through you. You breathe through them. As this is coming to an end, before it's over, with one intention, set one intention for your day, to clear something, to do something, to release something, to to work on something, to understand something, any one of those, any intention, just one intention throughout your day, and set it loud and clear inside of you, inviting the universe, the all, to help you. And when that is done, and you can open your eyes, it was a very simple, right? Very simple practice, very simple exercise. Important. There's so much hidden in simplicity. Full potential to explore what will come through or what is coming through. So I invite you to try to stay, to spend time with yourselves, doing just that, breathing, being aware, just being. Allowing everything to flow through you, allowing you to acknowledge what's going on in order to arrive step by step at a point where you become much more aware in your daily lives, much more aware in your relationships, in your connections, in your exchanges, in your actions, in your reactions. Of course, after doing that, you can continue with a heart imagery practice, with a meditation that you love, going to the heart, with any practice that resonates with you. But always remember that time, quiet time, stillness time, listening time is very, very valuable, because it will allow us, and it does allow us to become more aware of the things that we do need to work on. And you are the one who knows that better. You are the only person that knows, right? And more things will become clearer, more things will be more easier. So every practice that we do makes our lives easier. In order for us to be able to actually create, right, a better world, to actually create a world where there is peace, there is love, there is connection, because it all starts from inside. I think I've said this so many times, that we cannot create something that we are not. We can't create something we don't have inside. We can't share something we don't have inside. So if we don't find peace, acceptance, and love within ourselves, it's impossible to create a society that's built on that. There's so many people today that are disappointed with the world, with the governments, with society, with how we treat each other. But we have been building on these blocks of hatred, of separation, of division, of worth based on money and power for so many years. And this is what we have today. So let's start building on something else. Let's start creating the blocks, the founding blocks for something better. And it comes from each one of us. Because this is how we grow. This is how our communities will grow. one of the things that we notice through workshops, people are so easy to connect because they come with the same intention, to open, to accept, to love, to connect, to go deeper inside. And there are friendships that have been created in these workshops that last years and years, and they're stronger than blood relations, because this kind of resonance, this kind of vibration is very strong. So this is an opportunity. Everything that's going on is an opportunity for us to create something different, to create something that we want. You know, we tend to see what we don't want. When we see what we don't want, it's easy for us to know what we want, I guess. We had to create a society in order for us to create something better, a community that is loving and helpful and supports each other. But we have to find it inside of us first. So I hope you enjoyed this short session today, and we look forward to seeing you with more guests at next episodes, and with more events at the School of the Heart, with podcasts, with workshops, and hopefully with gatherings where we can all hug each other. Hopefully soon, when all this will be better. I love you all.